Oh, I want baby girl.
Don't baby girl me. How many of your groupies you call baby girl? Is Tisha a baby girl? Is Amanda a baby girl too? And who the hell is Bonquisha? Is that even a name? Man, I can't live.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. Let's go. Welcome, everybody. Let's go. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Sharane's World. Yes, I hope everybody's having a blessed night. Just making sure that you're not with no narcissists up out here in these streets. Welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. Let's get going. I hope everybody's having a blessed night. I hope everybody's staying safe. Doing something productive for yourself. Whatever it is that you're doing, as long as it's safe. Let's go. Let's welcome everybody. Welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. I hope everybody's having a blessed night. Listen, you gotta have a blessed Sunday because it's raining right here in New York State. Welcome. Let's go. Welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. Let's go. Welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. As you know, I'm Sharane. Let's go. How's everybody night going right here in Binghamton? I hope everybody's being blessed. Thank you to everybody that viewed my last video. I appreciate you all. That means a lot. That means you understand. You understand what I'm saying? So, welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. Listen, it's raining right here in Binghamton, so you know them DV and them NPD, they are lurking. Okay. So you gotta have that awareness, ladies and gentlemen. All right. I hope you guys took them tools that I've been giving to y'all and y'all been using them. Okay, because that's the whole goal is to, bring awareness, make sure you guys get them tools, bring my story, put a little twist to it, a little laugh to it because it is funny. For me going through my situations, I could laugh about my situations. See, back then I couldn't laugh about my situations before because I was going through it. So I used to boo-hoo, cry, try to figure out and wonder why. But now I laugh about it. I could literally sit here and I could talk about my domestic situation, even though, I could have been unalive that night. But I could sit here now and I could talk about it. I could sit here and I could talk about my narcissistic abuse relationship and I could crack jokes about it because it's funny. Because when you sit back and you look at everything, you be like, wow, it was a shit show, right? Yes. So shout out to everybody that be viewing. Shout out to all my supporters on my support group page that be inboxing, that be asking questions, or when you put into the comments and things like that. Shout out to all you guys. Like I said, on my support group page, to anybody that's on my domestic violence and narcissistic relationships I survive page, writing. Just make sure if you need any resources that's within your area, like I said, I spread awareness nationwide as well. So if you need resources to your area and you need someone to help you out with looking for those resources, Sharane Gold is always here. You can always inbox me. You can always drop it in the comments. Make sure you tag me in it so I can see it a little faster, okay? Or do what everybody else do. They inbox me on my Facebook support group page and they just ask for resources in their area and I'm gonna do the best I can to find, whatever resources that is in your area. Now, if you're in Broome County, you're in Binghamton, in the surrounding areas of Binghamton, listen, you can always reach out. There's help out here. I can point you in the right direction on who to call, who to talk to, or whatever the case may be. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. And also, no matter where you at, please reach out to those local DV shelter, those local organizations, so you guys can get the help. Okay, you have to start within your area, even if your voice is you feel like it's not being heard, you feel like no one is listening to you on them DV hotline numbers and things like that. Keep calling. Keep your voice heard. You have to start within your area so you could be able to use those advocates to relocate if that comes down to that type of issue. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So please, no matter where you at, if you're on the West Coast side, wherever you at, a lot of places don't have a lot of things for domestic violence, and a lot of people don't take it too seriously. But as long as you keep your voice heard and you keep talking and you keep looking for those advocates, I'm telling you right now, somebody is going to hear you out, okay? They are. They're gonna hear what you have to say. That's the thing. One thing about me, I do not stop talking. I do not stay silent. I will speak to whoever that want to hear about domestic violence. Even if it has nothing to do with a peer mentor advocate or a DV advocate or a therapist or whoever. I will talk to anybody on a job, or I will talk to them about whatever it is and things like that. So listen, keep your voice heard because somebody is gonna hear you and you're gonna get it. And this is why I say you have to start off with counseling. Even if you can't get the counseling through, wherever, you start off with your doctors. Start off with your doctors, and your doctor will work their way through of giving you those resources to your counselors. Okay. Like I said, I'm in New York State, I'm in Binghamton, so I can only really speak for what goes on in Binghamton and maybe New York City. But in Boone County, I know there's hope. But anywhere else, please, ladies and gentlemen, keep your voice heard. You can always reach out for resources in those areas, and I can look them up for you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I can't make no promises, but that's what I can do as a peer mentor survivor. Also, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the Broome County area, Binghamton area, and you're going to these court cases and you need a peer mentor survivor, you have an advocate, you have a lawyer, you have a child lawyer, but you need a peer mentor survivor with you, so you could be able to understand what's going on as well. That's what we're here for as well. We can go with you to court and sit with you, and so you can have someone to fall back on while you're going through those things. You won't feel like you're alone. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're here for, and we work according with the advocates and things like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So listen, welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. I appreciate you all. Welcome. Let's get into this real quick. So it's Sunday, and it's Sunday. Had to say that twice because it's Sunday. And Monday, the narcissist is lurking. All right. And they're lurking on what they're going to need to do on how to feed their supply for the rest of the week. And like I said, it's the beginning of the week. So in the beginning of the week, the narcissist is, or them DV people, they're trying to get all this supply. All righty. So y'all stay focused, male and female up out here in Binghamton. Y'all definitely got to stay focused, okay? All right. And if you've been through a DV situation and you overcame that situation, hit the like button, drop it in the comments or whatever. You understand? Because we need more voices out here, especially in Broome County. There need to be more voices speaking up about what they're going through or what issues they need help with or what is the issue, because also you have to understand this as well. This is the problem that I can't say that a lot of victims go through, but the narcissistic females, you understand what I'm saying? This is what they go through, like they can't heal. They can't heal. They have to come out and be negative and do all of that wow stuff because I don't know why they gotta be like that. You understand? And that all falls back onto uh probably their childhood, whatever it is that they've been through from child to up and that they didn't fully fix within their life and that is carrying on to their adult life. Or maybe they didn't grow up like that and something happened to them, like domestic relationships and things, and they just didn't go heal the proper way. You know what I'm saying? So this is why I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen in Binghamton, y'all need to speak up on your domestic violence situations. And don't feel ashamed that you're speaking up about what you're going through. That is the problem. That's the problem out here. You understand? And another thing, right? So make sure that if you in a house and you stuck up in these houses with these narcissists and these domestic violence people, make sure that you 10 steps ahead of them. All right? You 10 steps ahead of them. And another thing I do want to say, if you're really one out on that situation, you will make your way out of that situation. All right. You would definitely make your way out because it's never too late to come out of a DV situation. You just got to make sure you have the right team around you. No matter who they are. I don't care if you got to get rid of them, get a new advocate. It doesn't matter. It's all about how you are healing and what information you're taking in and who can help you or not. All right. But you also can't be nasty about it when you're getting that help and someone is trying to help you out or give you some information, okay? And also another thing, a lot of people, they just want to vent, they just want to talk, right? Yeah, but you also got to listen to other people too, because other people they're there for you, they're trying to help you. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you're coming out these situations, like for me, I listen to my advocates, I listen to, whatever information they was able to share. But I'm gonna tell you this much. When I went through DV, I made sure that I had, I dealt with the advocates, I dealt with licensed therapists, I dealt with all of that, counseling, and I did a rise video and things like that. But also, when I started going through my narcissistic abuse relationship, you know what I said? I said to myself, hold on, hold on, hold on. Before we go down that boat of what we went through that domestic situation, meaning you're not eating, you're getting depressed, you're feeling sad, just a lot. So I said to myself, uh, I know that I'm going to start feeling this type of way. So before I start getting into these feelings, let me reach out for help because I don't want that type of way happening again. So that's what I did. I started reaching out for help very early on, while I was still within my narcissistic relationship, and I started reaching out for help and I started getting counseling. And that's just how I started working my way through things. And then I started educating myself on what I was going through. All right, he's a narcissist. He has this, he has that. It's this, it's that. You understand? And not only coming out of that, educating myself, I was educating myself. I was actively in it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you can't just diagnose people on, you know, being a narcissist or whatever, but you can see the traits, you can see the signs. It will be all in your face. So if you open your eyes and read about it, it will be in your face. Not even a regular cheating relationship uh forms in a way of narcissistic activities. You will know when you're dealing with a straight narcissist or maybe just a straight cheater. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you get what I'm saying, but you would definitely notice the difference. Narcissistic personality disorder, whether they're male or female, you can definitely tell once you start being around them for too long and knowing them, you will know. And especially if your third eye is open, you start educating yourself on what you're dealing with. All right. So this is why I'm saying when y'all come out these situations, educate yourself. If you're actively in a situation, educate yourself. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're in some domestic violence relationship right now, you got somebody screaming at you, you got somebody putting their hands on you, or whatever it is, mentally, physically, emotionally. Let me tell you something. Start making your plans to exit life. Okay? Because it's not too many places that you can end up, ladies and gentlemen. So start making your plans because it's not cool. It is not cool to be sitting there, to be allowing somebody to be hitting you, and then after that they tell you they sorry, uh, to be abusing you, in different ways, and then they tell you they sorry, to be taking your money or, try to control you, whatever it is. All right, and whatever it is. And 9 times out of 10, when it comes to domestic violence, most of these people, they do it behind closed doors. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it happens a lot behind closed doors. But when it starts falling out into the street, that is a big, major problem. When domestic violence falls out into the street where there's domestic issues between you and your partner spilling out into the street, that is a major problem, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Yeah, y'all know it's a major problem when that happens. So if that's happening to you where your relationship is spilling out into the street like that, you need to start rethinking. What can I do? And you're not thinking about, oh, what can I do to make this person feel better? You're thinking about what can I do to keep myself safe? First and foremost, if you have kids, you need to be thinking on your kids' safety at the end of the day. Okay? You need to be thinking about their safety. Their safety comes before anything. Your safety and their safety comes before anybody else's safety. Okay, so you have to remove your kids out that situation. You can't, like, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a healthy thing to keep watching your kids watch you go through this situations because that's what you're teaching them. You're teaching them to do these things. Okay, you teach, and then not just teaching them that, they're gonna start acting out. they're gonna start doing things that you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna have to get them some help. You know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, when you're starting to get abused and you have kids in the house and things like that, please start thinking for your kids because you don't need your kids getting snatched up by CPS. You don't need none of that. And you don't need your kids growing up seeing, thinking that abuse is cool, whether they're male or female. It's not cool at all. So, like I said, when I was actively in my DV situation, off the rip, my kids. And like I said in my Rise video that I did with them for domestic violence awareness back in 2020, like I told them, the first thing was my kids. That's the first thing that came to mind. That's the first thing about safety. You know what I mean? Because if not, then what? You know what I mean? Are you like trying to sit there and play and see like you choosing sides? You basically choosing that DV person over your kids? Like, no, ladies and gentlemen. So don't be out here doing that, okay? Like I said, Binghamton is crazy. And it's not that crazy, but it's crazy. It is crazy because there's too much going on and going wrong out here. It's crazy because all they think about is being in the clubs and the bars and the shingdings and everybody else's faces. It's crazy because it's too much DV, that everybody is too silent, that, when calls get made out and, these people walk through the courtroom doors, they be slipping right out them courtroom doors on either temporary papers or whatever the case may be. And that's not cool. It's not right for the victims, the survivors, and people that's been unalive behind these situations, their family members, or anybody else that's out there, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm telling you, if you in a clown shit circus show dealing with a DV or a narcissist, the best thing to do is figure out how to get out that situation the safest way. Because I'm telling you, that's not a healthy relationship. I don't care how you put it, and I don't care what they tell you. I don't care what shit show they tell you. They could tell you anything, whatever they want to tell you. They could get down on a knee and try to ask to marry you. It don't matter what these people tell you. Listen, I done heard it all. Okay? I done heard it all. I done seen it all. It's a shit show. Okay, to the point that after a while, you just gotta be like, you know what? My third eye's open. I don't even want to see this no more. This is a shit show. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if we really sit back and study what is narcissistic personality disorder, and if you really sit back and study what are they traits, like what they do, especially if you dealt with one, you will really know that all it is demon mode and shit clown circus show. It's not, it's basically like they using people for their own personal gain and their own personal needs. That's what it is. They're basically telling people whatever it is that they want to hear. Okay? Whatever it is that they want to hear. So they could get whatever supply up out of you. That's what they do. And if they feel like you slipping off that track, they're gonna pull you right back on that track by love bombing you. Y'all got to pay attention to the circus, what they do. See, when your third eye is shut, you're not even paying attention to that. What you're paying attention to is the words that's coming out their mouth, the love bombing, maybe the sex. That's what you're paying attention to. But after they're done doing all of that, what's going to happen next? It's going to happen again, just a different way, and again, and another way. Nobody deserves to be dealing with no narcissistic personality disorder type of people up out here in these streets. I don't care who they are, male or female. It's too real up out here. These narcissists, listen, they're like kids that never been told no, or like kids that just needed their ass beat. Or I don't get it because like if you're embedded and you're in your 40s and above and you have narcissistic personality disorders and issues that as a grown man or a grown woman that you can't fix, that's a big problem. You're embedded in that. Ain't no fixing. There's no fixing that. How you going? Really? You got a 40-year-old somebody, man or female up out there, with DV situations and narcissistic abuse situations, and they're not even trying to fix themselves. So you think they're gonna fix it? No. All they're gonna do is just move on to the next supply because they know they can't do that to you. So they're gonna move on to the next supply. But before they go on to the next supply, ladies and gentlemen, you know what they do? They have to make sure they smear campaign you. They have to make sure that everybody thinks that you is not it. They got to make sure that they make themselves look better before you start coming out and talking. See, they got to make themselves just look like they the shit. So when you come out and start talking, people looking at you crazy. You got the side eye. And this is why I say when you stop dealing with this stuff and you're gonna know contact behind these narcissists and these domestic violence people, keep it like that. All right. When they calling your phone, they blowing it down, they knocking on your doors. You screenshot all of that. You call the police on them. You don't even open the door. Straight, you have that police on speed dial. As soon as they ring that bell, ding, oh, that's who that is. Yeah, you stay right there. That's what you do. Because at the end of the day, narcissists, they operate like that. Okay? They operate like that. And this is how I know, like, especially in Binghamton, these police people is not too aware about narcissistic abuse relationships. Because, like I told y'all in my videos before, when I had to call the cops out and the officer was reading the text messages, straight narcissists. And I got to sit there and tell this officer what narcissistic personality disorder is in a relationship. Because now you asking me, hey, why is he texting? Why he sending you a picture of the mop bucket? Oh, you want to know why he sent a picture of the mop bucket? Because he crazy. You know why he sent the picture of the mop bucket. He sent the picture of the mop bucket because we have the same mop bucket. You understand what I'm saying? Narcissist people, they do weird stuff like this. But that was the same narcissist that had me alerted about the Night's End fire. Because the narcissist, all right, let me put it like this. When this mop bucket was sent to me, okay, it was said that, as you could see, he was trying to be funny to say he moved into an apartment and he was trying to say, oh, great choice about the mop bucket. As y'all know, if y'all ever seen this mop bucket in Walmart, they have this kind, and then they have the other one where it has the blue thing where you separate the dirty water from the clean water. Well, I have the one that separates the dirty water to the clean water. Okay, so it has the blue one. It's just like this, but it's just missing the separation. And I bought mine back like in January. Okay, so the narcissist sends this like in June, and then turns around days later and says he was in the Night's End fire and lost all his stuff. And I'm not lying, I'll drop those receipts, but I ain't doing that right now. I drop those when I'm ready to. It's my world. Okay? But I'm just saying, that's how they operate. They look for you to give a reaction. But you want me to tell you what I was doing that day? Let me tell you. That particular day, I was going for a meeting for production at the radio station. Real talk. All right. I'm on my way back home. Boop. Messenger pings off. He's telling me he was in the fire at the Night's End. No lie. Can you help me? Listen, no. You just sent me a picture of the mop bucket trying to tell me you in a new apartment. We all know the Night's End don't look like that. In the background, ladies and gentlemen, we all know the Night's End don't have no floors and no walls like that, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you just wanted somebody to feel bad for you. So at the end of the day, you know what I did? Pick up the phone and I called my advocate, the police advocate, the district attorney police advocate from Crime Victim Services, the places I tell y'all to call. I pick up the phone and I say, hey, what is going on? Like, how long y'all gonna take? Because if I've been calling y'all for the past couple of months now about this, what's going on with y'all? Do I gotta raise my voice on y'all? Because I need to know what's going on in Crime Victim Services. Because why is this narcissist still hitting my phone? You understand what I'm saying? If I have a no harassment order and I'm telling you to stop hitting my phone and you continue to hit it with some garbage stuff like this, what's your problem? All right, so this is how you got to operate with these narcissists. So I called up, Gave her the word. You know, she told me, listen, go make a report, X, Y, and Z. So as I'm making a report, the narcissist is still talking shit while the cop is sitting right there. So here you go, officer, read it. Oh, what is he talking about? He's a narcissist. Oh, you haven't been answering him. I know. I know. You know, so ladies and gentlemen, y'all got to stay focused when you're out here dealing with these narcissists because they would do anything and whatever and however they want to do it to try to screw you over in whatever way to make they stuff look good. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I got to school this, the policeman, the Binghamton man, you know, on what narcissistic personality disorder is, what the relationships type is, you know, things like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, a lot of awareness needs to happen in Binghamton. A lot. It's too much. Ain't no way. Like I tell you, I have to advocate for myself. I can't be a peer mentor survivor and be quiet, but then try to come out here and help people. No, it don't work like that. I have to advocate myself for myself as I do for others. But I'm gonna tell you like this: them narcissists slip through them doors, back and forth through them courtroom doors, and they just move on to the next, and they do it to the next supply. All right? No way that you could be out there having people drop order protection. All right, this is how they operate, ladies and gentlemen. This is all awareness, okay? They make you drop an order protection because he tried to get me to do it. Ain't no way, okay? They make you drop order protections. Uh, they 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 got demon issues, okay? They make you try to feel bad for them. Here's another one that they do. They talk about their family members a lot, okay? So y'all got to stay focused here in Binghamton. And another thing that I'm going to be vouching for, and I'm going to have some conversations about with some people up in them higher offices and things, we're going to figure out how to put y'all on a registry list. Most definitely. We're going to figure out how to get that going. It ain't that hard. All right? We're going to figure it out. And once we put y'all on there, y'all going to stop skating through them doors. See, the goal about that, we're putting them on a registry list for New York State and New York City, is you got one time to skate through them doors for domestic violence, no matter who you are, male or female, because I advocate for both men and women. So no matter who you are, I don't care if it's family, domestic, relationship, domestic, it don't matter. You get charged with domestic violence, the police come, you get handcuffs, you go into that precinct, okay, and they take you upstairs to see that judge. You get charged with domestic violence and you get a TPO, no harassment, full blown whatever on you. Yeah, that's one time. You need to be put on parole, probation, something, and they need to send you for anger management, mental health, everything in the 9 yards. You need to be mandated. I don't care who you are, male or female. And this is not to help some people. It's just to help the victims up out here in these streets because we tired of they go through them doors like my narcissistic ex. You skate through these doors, and then you mean to tell me while I'm sitting on the phone with the DA and my advocates, you out there with a whole nother charge. Stop it. Sharane, don't even do this tonight. Don't even do this tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just say this real quick. We got to do something more better about this in Binghamton with these people skating through these doors like this. All right? Let me repeat that again. While I'm calling the DA, letting the DA know what's going on over here throughout the month, he's actively getting in trouble, getting a warrant put on him. He goes through the courts. And you mean to tell me you got to face the same judge that just told you got an ACD put on you from me for you to stay out of trouble for a year, and you stay through them doors again for the same type of charges on somebody else. You got charges down in New York City from somebody else. Lord knows how many charges you got from how many women up out in Broome County, but that is sad up out here in these streets. So this is why I gotta advocate for myself, and we're gonna have to get this nipped in the butt. We definitely do. No way that you could just keep skating through them doors. Anybody, male or female, no matter who you are, you skating through them doors. and ain't nothing happening. Because the only thing that's happening is victims, they got to deal with all that rah rah mess because all they do, male or female, all they do is come back out and show right back up at that person's door, or they be calling it down, or they do whatever it is to try to get their attention because that's what narcissists do. And I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're in any type of domestic violence relationship, I'm gonna tell you like this: if you got somebody putting their hands on you, get out that relationship. I don't care who they are. I don't care if you're married to them. If they putting their hands on you, okay? If they beating you, okay? If they putting knives to you, they threatening you. They talking about, oh, if you tell anybody, I'm gonna find your family. I'm gonna tell you like this: screw all of that. All right, get yourself out that situation real fast. It's only two places you won't go. Dealing with a DV person that's outraged is one place you can end up. You don't want to end up there. You don't want to end up 6 feet under. That's absolutely not. So I'm telling you right now, even if they're not putting their hands on you, even if they're not, they sitting there, they always angry at something, and you got to sit there and listen to it. And you got to look at them demonic eyes and stuff like that. They always got something angry going on and going wrong. Yes, them type of people. See, domestic violence is not all about putting your hands on somebody, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get that right. Let's make sure y'all get that right. It's not all about somebody getting their ass beat. Okay? Let's get that right. And also let's get this right. Narcissistic abuse is domestic violence, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? It is absolutely domestic violence. So listen, don't be out there letting nobody put their hands on you. Don't be out there dealing with any of that type of toxic mess. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, to all my men out there, I don't care where you located, all right? I don't care where you at. If you need some information and you need some help, I'm gonna give it to you right now. You could contact the men's hotline. Okay. Their phone number is 1-877-600-6366. Okay. Once again, that is 1-877-600-6366. Contact them. That is for support and resources for men experiencing domestic violence. So, men, if you're out there, I don't care where you located at. This is not just for New York State, all right? This number is for anybody, anywhere out there if you need some help, all right? To all you men, all right? There's a hotline for you men. If you got any issue with these domestic violence, nasty, toxic, narcissistic females up out here in these streets, here's the men's hotline number, all right? That is 1-877-600-6366, okay? Contact them for support and resources for men experiencing domestic violence. Because it's real up out here in these streets. And y'all don't have to keep taking that toxic stuff because it's crazy. Men do go through it. A lot of men. You know how many men follow my support group page, my YouTube channel? Just everywhere. No matter where I go, you talk about it, it's there. Okay? It's there. Also, you could contact Crimes Victims Assistance Center. Okay, you could call them right here locally in Binghamton on Robinson Street. They got a new office right up there. Looks really nice. I did call up there for one of my supporters one time to get some information for her, and they absolutely love the fact that I'm spreading awareness, ladies and gentlemen. So let's give a round of applause to that. Let's go. Because I called them and I said, yeah, I do this. I let them know what I do on the radio show and here and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, remember you had to help me out with Mr. Smith and things like that. And let's go. So for Crime Victims Assistance Center, their number is 607-723-3200. Okay, once again, that is 607-723-3200. That's the number for Crime Victims Assistance Center, and that's for the Binghamton, the Broome County, and the surrounding areas. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. All righty. You also have the National Domestic Violence Hotline number. This is for everybody, no matter where you located at. It's a national hotline number. Okay. So for the Domestic Violence National Hotline number, their number is 1-800-799-7233. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all contact them. They're 24-hour confidential support and safety planning. Because I know in Binghamton, it don't matter. Pick up that phone. If you need somebody to talk to, they'll sit there and talk to you. they'll talk to you. Like literally, if you boo-hooing and crying and you just need somebody to talk to real quick, those people will talk to you. Let me tell you something. One night when when the cops had to come out and things like that, and I needed somebody to talk to, and Binghamton Police gave me these information and resources to the rise and crime victims. I called up that number and that lady sat on the phone for 30, 40 minutes with me. She didn't even mind. You understand what I'm saying? So also, you could contact the RISE program. These are the people that helped me through my trial. They sent advocates in from 2019 when I had to go through trial. They send advocates in where they sit with you through trial. They go with you through your court. I'm telling you, my court case was that time was absolutely bizarre. Okay, I had to be let out back doors, this door, that door. It was crazy. But the good thing about it is the RISE program was there from day one, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, absolutely, they was. So for the RISE program, that stands for Respect, Independence, Safety, and Empowerment. So that's RISE. They are 24/7. They have a 24/7 hotline number. Okay, you can contact them at 607-723-9511. So if you're in Broome County, Binghamton, and the surrounding areas, you can contact them. Okay. Definitely. You could get help with shelter, confidential support, safety planning, shelter, advocacy, support groups, children's services, and much more. And I'm telling you right now, they were the best. When I kid you no lie, when that DV man sent somebody, Mr. Arms, okay, sent somebody into the shelter. Ladies and gentlemen, this is how it really was, ladies and gentlemen. He sent somebody into the shelter to kind of spy on. You understand what I'm saying? And advocates don't like that. When you're in a DV shelter, they don't play those type of games. They like everything secure. Everything is very much secure when you're in a DV shelter. Okay, it's cameraed out. It's everything. The windows got alarms, everything. Okay, so you just ain't no breaking in and ain't no breaking out. Okay, but absolutely. Yeah, so when that happened, luckily, the advocates was there. They made sure everything got settled. It was a lot, ladies and gentlemen. And you also got to remember, going through those situations, you still gotta hold on to things like, your job and just a whole bunch. Because while I was in that shelter, I still had a whole house that was actively with a lot of stuff sitting in it that I never went back for. You get what I'm saying? That's just material things. I had to leave all that back. So, ladies and gentlemen, you don't want to be put into these situations, okay? You don't want to be put into no situation where you're getting abused um, because they keep telling you they love you or they keep saying they sorry. Like the narcissist here keep buying you gifts, try to make you feel good, especially if you know you're the one that registered in that car. Oh boy. I keep telling you, I'm a different type of advocate up out here in these streets in Binghamton. And let me tell y'all again, and let me repeat it again. I'm not from Binghamton. Not born in Binghamton. Okay? I'm from Brooklyn. All right, ladies and gentlemen. And I was born on Staten Island, raised in Brooklyn. And like I said again, all my domestic violence and things like that occurred while I started living, in Binghamton, Broome County. And the whole goal is, after I went through all my stuff, everything that I went through, I said, you know what? There has to be some awareness out here. Like the voice has to be heard. Okay. And my whole goal is to help other people get that voice, not just on the internet, but here locally as well. And I know I may have helped, a couple of people locally and things like that, but the whole goal is for everybody to come together to be able to help each other to get through this. Okay. Because when we talk about domestic violence, it's a touchy story. It's and a real touchy subject as well to talk about. And a lot of people don't like to talk about it. And this is why I'm here to spread awareness, bring my story, bring somebody else's story, maybe help someone else, open their mouth and come out and start speaking. You understand? And healing, it doesn't happen overnight. You can't just heal overnight. It just doesn't happen that way. It takes time. Okay. No matter how long it may take you, everybody heals differently, but it definitely takes time. And while you're healing, you need to be making sure that you're educating yourself, that you're not putting yourself back into the same situations. Your whole goal while you're healing is that you don't go back down that same route again. You're breaking that cycle, ladies and gentlemen. No matter who you are, male or female, that is the goal, is to break that cycle. Because nobody deserves to be in no relationship like that. Domestic, narcissistic abuse, no male or female deserves to be treated in that type of form or fashion. Because the crazy thing about these relationships is they're hidden within those toxic people. Okay? They have a hidden agenda that you don't start seeing soon. So this is why we got to have that talk. Okay, we have to. Right here in Binghamton, we have to have that talk. Yeah, toxic females, y'all got to do a little more better with healing. Because like I said, if you have narcissistic personality disorder, there's no cure to it. And like I keep telling y'all, they're not going to go sit down and, speak with a counselor or anything like that. And there is a percentage that may go sit down and work on themselves and get help. But the ones that don't, it's sad. Everybody got to deal with their clown shit circus show. And somebody's always going unalive behind that clown shit circus show. Okay. And somebody's always getting hurt, no matter who they are, male or female. And this is why right here in Binghamton, everybody needs to open their eyes. The judges, the police, the community, everybody. Everybody do. Everybody has to have that talk instead of talking about each other, you know, have that talk with each other. Instead of watching your friend abuse on women or your homegirl abuse on men, have that talk with them. And if they can't rock with that, then something toxic about them. You understand? So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, it's raining in Broome County, and you know them narcissists is looking for somewhere to sleep or somebody to do something for them. Oh, absolutely. I appreciate you all for rocking out to the end of this video. I really appreciate the conversation is much needed. It's needed. Binghamton need it. Y'all need it out here. Oh, I appreciate everybody. Y'all stay focused and make sure it's Sunday. Make sure y'all not coming home to no narcissist if you're single. And if you're not, please make sure you get them tools in your pocket so you can understand what's going on and you don't fall back into their love, clown, shit show again. This real up out here in these streets. And I never thought that I would overcome these situations, but I knew I would overcome these situations, but I didn't know how long it would take. And I'm so happy I didn't dwell on the situation. The only reason why I didn't dwell on the situation is because I opened my eyes, ladies and gentlemen. I saw what was in front of me. I was able to get the full information. A lot of these people don't give you the real. You're not going to see the real. But Sharane World did. And I appreciate that. Because I would never involve myself in a clown shit circus show, ever. If I see somebody putting themselves into that situation, I would give them some advice on it. And if you know anybody that's out there that's putting themselves in that type of situation, or you see they're going down that type of route, share my pages, share my YouTube channel with them. No matter who they are, male or female, I don't care if it's your grandpa. Share it to the cat and the dog. Because these narcissists will use pets as well. And them DV people. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all check out all my other videos I did in the past. Hit the like button if the story fits you. I'm going to start heading up out of here pretty soon. Like I said, the conversation is much needed to be had in Binghamton. Men, don't stay silent. Speak up. Use your voice. Okay? It's real up out here in these streets, and the more that you keep allowing these toxic women to keep treating you the way they do, they're going to keep doing it. So you have to break that cycle as well. Yeah. It's real. Listen, if you up here, if you're on my support group page, make sure you come to YouTube, Where's everybody at? Maybe I can answer some questions before I start heading up out of here. Maybe y'all could drop a little question in the comments, whatever. As a radio host, it feels good, like, because I could get up there and I could talk for a whole hour if I could. And listen, the whole goal is just making sure y'all get the awareness. That's it. And to help other people in the community. So shout out to everybody that's reaching out to me that loves the awareness. Shout out to everybody that's supporting my support group page. Okay. Shout out to everybody that's listening to my radio show, that inbox me or whatever, that lets me know they like the awareness. Appreciate you all, because that is the goal. It's just making sure everybody get aware. It's not about being seen. It's all about the awareness, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? And if your third eye not open, then when will it? I keep telling you, dealing with my narcissistic act, or if you ever deal with my domestic violence batterer, you definitely will be in some type of shit show. Yeah. And it's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop at all. It's not gonna stop. It's just gonna be a clown shit show. This is why I say you might as well just go bury your grave if you're dealing with a narcissist or somebody with domestic violence. Just go get your early grave and dig it up right now. All right? Because that's how they're gonna have you feeling. You can ask anybody that's been through narcissistic abuse. They'll tell you. It's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling. I get a lot of information from a lot of people that inbox me. I get a lot of men. I get a lot of women. Different ages, different places. Okay? And it all boils down to narcissistic abuse. Crazy. Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all welcome to Sharane's World. I hope y'all stay focused up out here in these streets, and don't be letting these narcissists do anything to you. Don't be letting these DV people think they're gonna abuse you up out here in these streets. And ladies and gentlemen, if that's happening, reach out to 911, because they there to help you. Keep your voice heard, though. Keep your voice heard. Me being a survivor, what I can tell you to do is keep your voice heard, keep your boots on the ground. Okay? That's what I can tell you. And like I keep telling y'all, I spread awareness the way that I like to spread awareness. Okay? My way. Dreamsville way. See, when some narcissists and some DV people have been having it too much of their way, it feels good when you have it your way, You're gonna feel good when you come out these clown shit circus shows. You're gonna feel great. But you gotta get over that little hump that everybody is stuck on. That's the part y'all gotta get past. Because if you don't get past that part, you're gonna be stuck. So if you don't wanna be stuck, gather the information, learn about it, use Google, read about it, understand. I could tell you how to heal, how to go about it, but you have to be able to be strong enough to be able to do that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? You're gonna fall down, you're gonna have your weak times, you're gonna cry. There's nothing wrong with that. But after you're done doing all that crying, make sure you get up, put your big pants on, for all you men and women, and get to work. Get to business. You don't want to be stuck at no low part, like down, ladies and gentlemen. No, you don't want to. Stop dwelling on what them narcissists and them domestic violence men and women out there is telling you. Whatever they're telling you. Whatever it is they're telling you, don't dwell on it. Because it's real up out here, and I totally understand what it feels like, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome to shit. Angel. I appreciate you all. Yes. So listen, if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate you. Don't forget to hit the like button. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all stay safe right here in Binghamton. Just know it's raining. Them DV and them MPDs is lurking. You know, narcissistic personality disorders. All the men and women they're lurking. Okay? So y'all stay focused out here. If you got an order protection, make sure you carry it. Another thing I need to say before I go, because y'all be needing some more safety tips up out here in these streets. So Sharane World is going to give you a little safety tips for all my victims, my survivors, and I know my thrivers know what to do. Y'all know what to do up out here. If you're a thriver, you really know what to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into some safety tips, some night safety tips before Sharane World heads up out of here. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, no matter who you are, I know a lot of women have to deal with this, but a lot of men too. So, if you're home, you don't live with these people, make sure, your doors are locked. Okay. Your downstairs windows are locked, all windows, because they climb trees too. All right. Make sure the windows are locked. If you got safety alarms, make sure you put those on. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Another thing that you want to do is you want to always make sure that your car is facing the way that you can just get in and go. You do not want to be backing out no driveway when it's time to hit the fin. Yo, when it gets in an emergency, you don't have time to back up. No reversing. All right. So you want to make sure all your car doors is locked. All right, that's another thing. Also, another thing you want to do is that you have all your safety contact numbers. And those safety contact numbers, make sure that there are people that you can actually trust. So if something hits the fan in the middle of the night and you gotta go, one of them two or three people is picking up that phone, and even if they don't, they know when you show up at that door, you gotta go. You're there. Okay, and they're not giving up your location, and they're not telling people where you at, and they're not being on that battle side, because I hear a lot about that. All right, I don't know what's up with that, but yeah. Another thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a bag that is packed with all your children, or if you have children, you have pets, whatever it is. You want to have a bag packed with light clothing. You want to have all your personal documents, uh, birth certificate, socials, whatever it is in that one particular bag. You need that bag ready at all times. This is for all my people, my victims that's out there that's going through it right now. Okay. You need a backpack at all times. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, with all your important information in there. Another thing that you want to do is as you're actively in these situations, try to save some type of money the best way you can without that person noticing that's what you're doing. Because when you got to run, you want to make sure you have something to run to until you get to safety. And another thing you want to make sure you're doing is if they can track your bank accounts and where you're pulling money from, be safe about that. Because if you're going to go and pull something out of an ATM, make sure that it's an ATM that's far away from where you're located and where you're staying at, so they don't track you in the same area that you pulled money from. And another thing that you want to do is, you know, you want to also contact 911 because you're in a dangerous situation. All right. You want to contact them. You want to let them know what's going on and things like that. All right. That's another thing you want to do. But when you're actively, every time when you're home and you're to yourself, you want to make sure that you have all those things locked. All right. It's nothing wrong with doing a little safety check. Make sure everything is locked up. Make sure your phone is charging up. Make sure your phone is next to you. Whatever it is. One small noise that you're hearing from the outside, that's when you need to be picking up that phone calling 911. You don't need as soon as you hear it. That's what you need to be doing. Okay, because nobody should be outside your house 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5, 6, 7. I don't care if it's even the afternoon. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in a dangerous situation and you feel like they're coming to your house, they're kicking your doors down, they're doing stuff like that, ladies and gentlemen, if they're popping up, it's what you do. You don't got to open the door, but you make sure you protect yourself and you remove yourself out of that situation the safest way that you can. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Another thing that I can say is make sure that your phone is not being tracked. Make sure that your car is not being tracked. These are the things that you have to take precautions about because when you go into a DV shelter, they're going to make sure that you sit right there and they help you turn those notifications and tracking things off because they don't want them tracking you to a DV shelter because they're not going to get into that DV shelter. No, you get what I'm saying? But still, they teach you, these advocates teach you how to turn these things off. How do you think I know how to do it? You know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're actively in a DV shelter, wherever you're at, and you come across my video, please take the tools that they're giving you and use them, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? And yeah, so that's all I gotta say tonight. And if y'all got any questions, drop it in the comments. Check out my community wall right here on YouTube. Check out my support group page for domestic violence and narcissistic relationships. I survive. You can reach out to my messenger. You could drop it in community wall on YouTube. Okay. Also, I will be live on the WBZY 99.5 FM radio station right here in Binghamton every Friday at 6 p.m. Sharane World radio show. Y'all make sure y'all tune in and stay focused, all right? And don't forget, turn your notification bells on so you know when I come live on YouTube. Because you never know when you get another long video like this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all. Thank you. Y'all stay focused in Binghamton, okay? Just know my boots is on the ground for all men and women up out here in these streets. And it's all about the peace. And it's all about the awareness, okay? That's all it's about. All right. Alrighty. Later, everybody. Y'all be blessed. Don't be dealing with no narcissist and don't take no crap from nobody that got domestic violence tendencies. Don't be registering no cars. Don't be going to no shindigs with them. Don't do no street pharmacist activities up out here with them, okay? You don't want to be caught in it, and you don't want to be hopping in nobody's car. You don't know who's it registered to, okay? It don't matter who bought the car. It don't matter who the title name is in. But it's all about who them plate and name is under, ladies and gentlemen. So y'all stay safe, all right? There's crazy people up out here in the streets, and these narcissists don't care. They care about their supply. Welcome to Sharane's World. I appreciate you all. Let me get up out of here. It's Sunday. I have to go back to my resting. Later, everybody.
You got a long way to go. Rock with me now.